I'm going to play some audio for you that's about 30 seconds long, and then I'm going to get into what you're hearing. Since the video is so graphic, I can't actually show it on here because I don't want to run the risk. So you're just going to have to hear it, and I'll explain to you what's going on. Okay, so y'all just heard that right there. And it's like I said, it's real blurry because this was captured off of someone's phone. But I'm going to see if I can find another image that's a little bit more clear. So this is about as clear as I'm going to get it. And the reason why they have it blurred out like that is because they're protecting the image of the deviant that did the attacking. So this is coming out of a place called Odessa, Texas, where you had this student attack this teacher because apparently the teacher took his phone and was keeping it because maybe he was being disruptive in class, and whatever the case may be. I'm gonna read into the article, but I'm just going based off of what I see, and I'm explaining what the video showed. Some of you probably have seen it already if you're on social media or Twitter, because that's where I saw it. So basically, you had this student, and mind you, this teacher is black. It's a black woman, and the student is I guess either Hispanic, Latino, Mexican, somewhere in that brown category student, and it's a male student. And it starts off pretty much, he's behind her desk while she's there. He's trying to get the phone. He's talking to her and she's not budging. He's trying to get the phone or whatever. He even reaches to go to the desk or to go into the desk to get the device, and she she pushes him away from getting into her desk. And then that's when it goes from verbal to physical. Then that's when he starts hitting on her, and then he starts grabbing her hair, like pulling her hair, like, hitting her. She's actually hitting him back too. And then all of a sudden he pushes her down to the ground. And then when you hear the voices get escalated with the students, it's because he grabs her while he has her by her hair, slams her head into the side of the desk, like hard, like y'all could probably hear it. But like I said, in the part of the video where the students go like, oh, like they're like really loud, that's when he slams her head into the side of the desk, and then he pushes her to the floor and then continues to hit, like punch her, and then the video cuts off. And notice none of the students in that classroom came to her aid. They just stood back and watched a spectacle. But now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and read the article that's coming from sanangelolive.com. A teacher at Ector County ISD Middle School was attacked by a student earlier this week. Students in the classroom captured the fight on tape and spread it across social media. The following video is the attack, which y'all already heard, and I'm not going to show it on here. In the video, it appears the student was upset that the teacher had confiscated his cell phone. He can be heard cussing at the teacher at her desk prior to the assault. The student, who has not been named, has been charged with aggravated assault against a public servant. Ector County ISD released the following statement on the issue. This is shocking and terrible and will not be tolerated. We have been dealing with fights and violence recently and want our community to know that behavior is unacceptable, and we will do all that we can to prevent it. The student was arrested and charged with a first-degree felony and will also face disciplinary action through the Student Code of Conduct. We have watched violence among children on the rise here, around the state, and across the country. We know our children are hurting and need us to address mental health challenges. Of course, they had to throw the mental health part up in there. That wasn't no damn mental health. But they have to find a way to give them an out. It says, while we also hold them accountable for their actions, our district will continue to address these concerns with students and families. And that's the entire article right there. Listen, that black and brown thing. Sorry about that. The ad popped up when I was scrolling up the screen. I don't know why I did that. Let me just get out of the website. But anyway, this black and brown thing, or this utopia that they claim that exists when it comes with us and those in that community, it does not exist. Even in theory, at this point, it doesn't exist. This little thug, yes, I called him a thug because if it was a black kid, they would have been calling him all kinds of thugs and all other obscenities that they could think of. Took it upon himself to attack this teacher, mind you, a woman at that. He took it upon himself to attack this teacher because she confiscated his phone because he was doing what he was not supposed to be doing. He obviously was supposed to be doing his work, but he got distracted by his phone. She took the phone and then he approached her. And if you, something I've also noticed too, a lot of the times when these kids get into these confrontation with these teachers, a lot of the times it goes back to their phone. It's crazy because, you know, I'm thinking back when I was in high school, I'll use middle school because they use middle school here. Because I was in middle school from September of 2000, I know, or August of 2000, I'm showing my age, to May of 2003. Those are my middle school years. And it's crazy when you think about it in hindsight, how much has changed, because at that time we didn't have cell phones, and if we did, we did, but they weren't smartphones, so they were very basic. They were just enough for you to call somebody, just call somebody, or someone calls you, that was it. So they weren't really that much of a distraction like they are now. But a lot of the times I find that a lot of these teacher student confrontations goes back to that phone or a tablet or any type of electronic device. But he still had no right to go by her desk and do what he did. Because remember, he's in middle school. She's an adult. I don't know how old she is. I couldn't really tell her age just by looking at her, because in the video it's way more clear so you can see her face. As a matter of fact, in the video that I saw, you can see both of their faces. It's just blurred out here when it made it to the news. So what I watched was more raw video. But the fact of the matter is, she is his superior as far as age goes. She is supposed to be rewarded the respect as the teacher, and she wasn't given that because he felt that he was wrong because she took his phone. Now he's made his situation even more worse for himself, and I hope those charges stick and it puts a smudge or a stain on his record before he's even allowed to legally work. That'll teach him. But them trying to push this thing about, oh, it could have been a mental health thing. No, that was no mental health thing. It said that he was even cussing at her. I wouldn't be surprised if he was calling her the N-word in his language. I would not be surprised if that came out of his mouth. And he felt bold enough to attack her. Like real bold to attack her. Like, and then did the most girliest thing, like pulling her hair. Like, y'all should see the video. What I'll probably do is I'll probably link it and you can watch for yourself. He pulled her hair. That's how he was able to get her to the ground, because she was actually fighting back. Like, she was like, she wasn't allowing him just to get some hits, and she was fighting him back. But when he grabbed her hair and pulled her down and slammed her head against the desk, that was pretty much it. So they need to check to see if this woman possibly could have gotten a concussion, because she hit her head on the side of that desk pretty hard. And that's how she was able, and that's what made her stumble. You know, them head shots, it rattles your brain and it makes you dizzy. And at that point, you can't see straight. And then that's when he started to hit on her some more and more. And then that's when the kids was yelling to stop. But the kids didn't even really do nothing. They just stood around and just recorded a show. All over a phone. I hope it was worth it. But like I said, this black and brown thing, it's not working. It's, as a matter of fact, it's really never worked, honestly. Now, a lot of people get confused when it comes to the whole black and brown thing. Like, what do they mean? It's not saying that you can't have friends or associates from those in that community. It's saying that the collective of trying to make it seem like we're in some kind of utopia where what one group does will effectively benefit the other. No, that's not working. That it has never worked. And we have seen that as of late. But this woman was literally by herself. Like, I can tell that she is probably the only black person in that classroom, because I'm looking at the other kids that were standing around, because you could see them. They all look like him. So she really did not have any help. She was on her own. But y'all let me know what you think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. If you are new, make sure to hit that bell. If for any reason the bell does not work, I upload my videos Premiere style format, which means the notification button will be in the bottom left or the bottom right of the thumbnail, and you should be able to receive the notification that way. All the links will be down in the description. I will talk to you in the next one.